At the same time, her other kid is also suffering from this COVID-19, and I have to get some medicine. And this medicine, all this black marketing and everything is really a fact. It is really going on. And somehow I managed to get the medicine. Okay, fine. So let me share a video to you all.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to EduNova's practical session on meter bridge. In this session, you will learn how to find the resistance of a given piece of wire and also how to measure its specific. Resistance. Now, before you actually start doing the experiment, you should have a clear understanding of what is resistance, what is specific resistance, what is Wheatstone network, how this Wheatstone network can be used to find the unknown resistance, and how this meter bridge apparatus is actually the practical implementation of this Wheatstone network.
Resistance is derived from Ohm's law, and Ohm's law states that under certain conditions, the electric current I flowing through a given conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference V across its ends. V is directly proportional to I, or V is equal to Ri, where R is the constant called resistance. In simple words, resistance is a term that describes the forces that oppose the flow of current in a conductor. Let us see a simple example on the concept of resistance. Consider a water tube with a free end and another end of it is connected to a tap. If we allow the water to flow through it, the flow of the water will not be obstructed and the water flows easily. If we place a rubber cork with a small hole at the end of the tube, the flow of the water becomes slow due to obstruction. Here, the rubber cork acts as a resistance and it is opposing the flow of water in the tube. The same theory applies to a wire or a conductor. The conductor allows the electric current to flow through them, but their resistance opposes the flow of electricity. So, we need an extra force called EMF to push the electricity to flow through them. The reciprocal of resistance is called conductance and it is denoted by G, and its units are mho. Resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor, that is, R is directly proportional to L. Resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section, that is, R is inversely proportional to A. Specific resistance ρ is equal to Ra by L. Conductivity psi is equal to 1 by rho. A meter bridge is also called as a slide wire bridge and is nothing but the practical application of a Wheatstone bridge. The general arrangement of a Wheatstone bridge is shown in this figure. And a Wheatstone bridge is the arrangement of 4 resistances in quadrilateral form. To determine one unknown resistance of any 4 of them, it consists of the arms AB, BC, CD and AD. It consists of known and fixed resistance P and Q, variable resistance S and unknown resistance R respectively. The arms AB and BC are known as ratio arms. A sensitive galvanometer G is connected across the terminal B and T. A battery and a key is connected across the other 2 terminals A and C. This is the general arrangement of a Wheatstone bridge. Now, let us see the application of the Wheatstone bridge. Now, adjust the variable resistance S until the deflection in the galvanometer becomes null. While there is no current through the galvanometer, the bridge is said to be balanced. That is, the voltage difference between point B and D is 0. At this condition, the current flowing through the resistance P and resistance Q is I1, and the current flowing through the unknown resistance R and through resistance S is I2. As we said earlier, the point B and D are in the same potential. That is, voltage drop from point A to point B is equal to the voltage drop from point A to point D. I1 into P is equal to I2 into R. Let it be the equation 1. For the same reason, voltage drop from point B to point C is equal to the voltage drop from point D to point C. That is, I1 into Q is equal to I2 into S. Let it be the equation 2. By dividing equation 1 and 2, we get I1 into P by I1 into Q is equal to I2 into R by I2 into S. That is, P by Q is equal to R by S. So, when the Wheatstone bridge is said to be balanced, we have P by Q is equal to R by S. This is a meter bridge, and this is the circuit diagram of a meter bridge. Here, we can see that AB is the wire of length 1 meter, and there are 2 gaps in the metallic strip, left gap and the right gap. We have placed a known resistance R in the left gap and an unknown resistance X in the right gap. Between the 2 gaps, we have connected a galvanometer, and the other end of the galvanometer is connected to a jockey. Across the 2 terminals A and B, there is a battery E connected along with the key K. This is the general arrangement of the meter bridge to find the unknown resistance. to determine the resistance and specific resistance of the material of a given wire and verify the loss of resistance. The apparatus used in this experiment are a meter bridge, battery eliminator, a galvanometer, a resistance box, a jockey, a resistance wire, two resistance wires, connecting wires, and a one-way key. Now, let us see how the resistance is measured using the meter bridge. This is the fully connected circuit of a meter bridge. For the first observation, turn on the power supply, take out 7 ohms from the resistance box and insert the key. Now, take the jockey and touch the meter bridge wire at different positions till the galvanometer shows 0 deflection. As you can see, the galvanometer shows null deflection. So, let us measure the length of the wire. It is 55.3 centimeters, for example. Tabulate this value under balancing length AB is equal to L centimeters. Therefore, calculate the length BC, that is 100 minus L, which is 44.6 centimeters. Unknown resistance X is calculated using the values of AB, BC and R. Similarly, repeat the same procedure to find the balancing length for 10 ohm, 12 ohm and 14 ohm. Calculate the mean resistance X, which is the resistance of the wire. Substituting the value of X in the formula rho is equal to XL by A, we obtain the specific resistance of the material of the wire. Length of the wire L can be calculated using a meter scale. Cut the wire with a pair of scissors at points where it leaves the terminals. Measure its length using a meter scale. Area of cross section A is equal to pi d square by 4. D is equal to diameter of the wire, can be calculated using the screw gauge.
Now that you have understood what is resistance, specific resistance, Wheatstone network, and how a meter bridge can be used to measure an unknown resistance, let's proceed with the experiment. Here we have all the apparatus we need to perform this experiment. So let's make the connections as per the circuit diagram. So since we all know that the current comes from the positive terminal of the battery eliminator, let's begin with the positive terminal of the battery eliminator. Now by connecting the positive terminal to this end, I have ensured that this end of the meter bridge wire becomes the higher potential point. Negative terminal of the battery eliminator, I will connect to the other end of the meter bridge wire through a key. Resistance box to the left gap in the meter bridge. Now I will connect the unknown resistance to the other gap. So this would form the X. Okay. Now to find out the null point, I need to connect the galvanometer to the circuit. So from the positive of the galvanometer, I'll connect it to the middle strip. For a galvanometer, actually it doesn't really matter because current can flow through either way, through positive to negative or negative to positive. It's just going to deflect in the direction of the current. So the negative of the galvanometer I'm connecting to the jockey. As you can see, the connections have been made according to the circuit diagram. Let me summarize all the connections for you once again. The positive of the battery eliminator is connected to the left end of the meter bridge wire. The negative of the battery eliminator we have connected to the other end of the meter bridge wire through this key. Next, the known resistance, which is this resistance box, we have connected to the left gap in the meter bridge. And the unknown resistance we have connected to the right gap in the meter bridge. So the positive of the galvanometer is connected to the center of the meter bridge, and the negative is connected to the jockey. Let's check our circuit first. So before I switch on the battery eliminator, I should include some resistance in the resistance box. So let me include 7 ohm resistance. I do that by pulling out the plug from 5 and 2 in the resistance box. Next, I'll switch it on. Now, to close the circuit, I'll plug in the key. So now current is flowing through the meter bridge wire. This end will be highest potential and this end will be the lowest potential. Now, simultaneously, potential is also dropped across this resistance box and across this unknown resistance. So, because of this 7 ohm, some potential is dropped out of whatever potential was supplied by this battery eliminator. And so, this middle of the strip will be at a lower potential than 2 volts. Right now, this battery eliminator is providing 2 volts. And the rest of the potential is dropped across this unknown resistance. So, this end will be at 0 volts. So now if I take this jockey and place it at this end, which is at a very high potential, close to 2 volts, we know that this will be close to 2 volts. So current will always flow from higher potential to lower potential. So current will now flow from here through the jockey to through the negative terminal of galvanometer, come out of positive terminal of galvanometer. That means we expect the galvanometer needle to deflect towards left. So let's check whether it happens. Yes, it does. So far so good. Now we have to check the second part also. So for that, we will keep this jockey at the lowest potential point here. So this is close to 0 volts. So now the current will flow from the middle of the strip, which is like much higher than 0 volt. So it will flow from here, enter the positive terminal of galvanometer, come out of the negative terminal and enter this jockey. So now the needle will deflect towards the right. Let's check whether it happens. It does. So our connections are perfect and we are all set to take the measurements to complete our experiment. Let's take our first measurement. I'll begin by taking 7 ohms in the resistance box. So I removed the plug from 5 and 2. Now I am switching on the battery eliminator. I am plugging in the key. And now with the jockey, I will start moving it gently across the meter bridge wire till the deflection becomes 0 in the galvanometer. So when I placed it at this end, the deflection went all the way to the right. And when I place it in the other end of the meter bridge wire, it went all the way to the left. So the 0 deflection point will be somewhere in the middle. So let me bring it gently. And I find that the deflection becomes less. And soon it becomes 0 at 55.3 centimeters. So now that we got for 7 ohm resistance in resistance box, 55.3 centimeters as balancing length, note it down in the observation table. Next, repeat the same procedure for 4 more different values of resistance in the resistance box and note down the corresponding balancing lengths. now that we have measured the resistance of this wire, we can move on to the second part of the experiment, which is to measure the specific resistance of the material of this wire. Specific resistance of the material of this wire rho is given by resistance R into area of cross section A divided by the length L of the wire. To measure the area of cross section, we need to measure the diameter of the wire. And we'll do that by using a screw gauge, which you have already learned. And the length of the wire we'll measure using a meter scale. And the resistance of the wire we have already measured. So knowing these values, we can now easily calculate the specific resistance of the material of this wire.
Observation table for unknown resistance X. For a resistance of 7 ohm in the resistance box, the galvanometer shows null deflection when the jockey was at 55.3 centimeters. This length of the wire is the balancing length AB, L centimeters. Therefore, length BC is equal to 100 minus L centimeters, which is 100 minus 55.3 centimeters. Therefore, balancing length BC is equal to 44.6 centimeters. Unknown resistance X is equal to 7 into 44.6 divided by 55.3, which is 5.64 ohms. Similarly, the balancing lengths for resistance 10, 12 and 14 ohms are as follows. Mean resistance X is equal to 5.64 plus 5.625 plus 5.518 plus 6.114 divided by 4. Therefore, mean resistance X is equal to 5.725 ohms. Thus, the unknown resistance of the wire X is 5.725 ohms. Observations for diameter of the wire. Pitch of the screw is equal to 1 mm. Least count of the screw gauge LC is equal to pitch of the screw divided by number of divisions on the circular scale, which is 1 by 100. That is equal to 0.01 mm or 0.001 cm. Zero error is equal to nil. Zero correction C is equal to 0. Diameter of the wire is equal to 0.45 mm or 0.045 centimeters. Specific resistance of the wire can be calculated using the formula rho is equal to x pi d square divided by 4L. X is equal to 5.725 ohms, L is equal to 100 centimeters, D is equal to 0.045. Substituting the values of X, L and D in the formula, rho is equal to x pi d square by 4L, which is 5.725 into 3.14 into 0.045 whole square divided by 4 into 100. That is equal to 100 into 10 power minus 8 ohm meter. If two wires of resistance R1 and R2 are connected side by side in this way, then they are said to be connected in series. If the same two wires are connected in this way, such that the ends of the first wire are connected to the corresponding ends of the second wire, then they are said to be connected in parallel. The aim of this experiment is to verify series combination of resistance Rs using a meter bridge with theoretical value of Rs, and to verify parallel combination of resistance Rp using a meter bridge with theoretical value of Rp. To do so, we find the resistance of the first wire R1 and the second wire R2. Theoretical value of series combination of resistance R1 and R2 can be calculated using the formula Rs is equal to R1 plus R2. Now, let us find the value of Rs using a meter bridge. Connect the wires R1 and R2 in series and fix it in the right gap of the meter bridge. As usual, switch on the battery, remove 7 ohm resistance from the resistance box and insert the plug key. Now, touch the jockey at different points on the meter bridge wire till the galvanometer shows zero deflection. As you can see, the galvanometer shows null deflection. Let's say the balancing length is x centimeters. Note this value under length AD, L centimeter. Calculate length DC and unknown resistance R. Similarly, repeat the same procedure to find the balancing length for 10 ohm, 12 ohm and 14 ohms respectively. Calculate the mean resistance Rs, which is the experimental series combination of resistances. Now, connect the two wires in parallel combination and fix it in the right gap of the meter bridge. Switch on the battery, remove 7 ohm from the resistance box, insert the plug key and find the balancing length. Now, touch the jockey at different points on the meter bridge wire till the galvanometer shows zero deflection. Let us say the balancing length is y centimeters. Note this value in the observation table under length AD. Similarly, repeat the same procedure to find the balancing lengths for 10 ohm, 12 ohm and 14 ohms respectively. Calculate the mean resistance Rp, which is the experimental parallel combination of resistances. Compare the theoretical values of Rs and Rp with the corresponding experimental values. If theoretical value Rs, R1 plus R2 is approximately the experimental value of Rs, and theoretical value Rp, R1 R2 by R1 plus R2 is approximately the experimental value of Rp, then laws of combination of resistances in series and parallel are verified. R1 is connected in the right gap of the meter bridge. For a resistance of 7 ohm in the resistance box, the galvanometer shows null deflection when the jockey was at 59.3 centimeters. This length of the wire is the balancing length AD, L centimeters. Therefore, length DC is equal to 100 minus L centimeter, which is 100 minus 59.3 centimeters. Therefore, length DC is equal to 40.7 centimeters. unknown resistance R is equal to 7 into 40.7 by 59.3, that is 4.804 ohms. Similarly, the other observations when R1 is connected are as follows. Mean resistance R1 is equal to 4.818 ohms. The observations when R2 is connected in the right gap of the meter bridge are the mean resistance R2 is equal to 5.59 ohms. In the same way, the observations when both the wires R1 and R2 are connected in series are as follows. Mean resistance Rs is equal to 9.95 ohms. When R1 and R2 are connected in parallel, the observations are as follows. Mean resistance Rp is equal to 2.65 ohms. Resistance of wire R1 is equal to 4.818 ohms. Resistance of wire R2 is equal to 5.59 ohms. Theoretical value of effective resistance of R1 and R2 in series. Rs is equal to R1 plus R2. Rs is equal to 4.818 plus 5.59, which is 10.408 ohms. The experimental value of series resistance Rs, R1 and R2 in series. Rs is equal to 9.95 ohms. The difference of theoretical and experimental value in series. 10.408 minus 9.95, that is 0.458 ohms, is well within the experimental error. Thus, the law of series combination of resistances is verified. Theoretical value of effective resistance of R1 and R2 in parallel. Rp is equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, which is 4.818 into 5.59 divided by 4.818 plus 5.59, that is 2.58 ohms. The experimental value of parallel resistance Rs, R1 and R2 in parallel is equal to 2.65 ohms. The difference of theoretical and experimental value in parallel is equal to minus 0.07 ohms, is well within the experimental error. Thus, the law of parallel combination of resistances is verified. The connections should be neat, clean and tight. The connecting wire used should be thick copper wires and the insulation near their ends should be removed and rubbed with sandpaper. Appropriate range of the voltmeter and ammeter should be taken. If there is any zero error in the voltmeter or the ammeter, it should be corrected with the help of a screwdriver. The key should be inserted only while taking the observations to avoid the heating of resistance. Otherwise, its resistance will increase. The unknown resistance chosen should have high values in comparison with the internal resistances of the cells used.
Is my voice audible right now? Okay, let us start the class over here. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, let us meet on the next week, right?
Yes.
By the way, let me tell you one thing. Please be safe. Because this disease, those who are experiencing it, they know how difficult it is to manage with this disease. So please be very careful. Even my sister's family was quite careful, but doesn't know how they contracted this disease. So please be very careful. It is very painful when you will see the real effect, and moreover, it's very pathetic when you are hospitalized. You simply don't have any idea what they are doing in the hospital except over the phone. So please be very careful. I am experiencing it. So please, my request to you as well as your family members, please be very careful. Okay, all the best. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.